The third season of One Punch Man has begun. After experiencing a dragon-level disaster called the Elder Centipede, Smudge Number, the Hero Association, had an important meeting among the heads. But there's no power about the Elder being punched for flying colors. I also believe that the person who did this is the Bible. It's also about the Hero Hunter. It also worries them. If the next Hero Hunter shows up, the association will issue a dragon-level disaster warning. Ban has 7 completely failed in removing the Garu, but he did enough damage to that guy. So the ability. Garu joins the Monster and Block Association. They seem to be no more. Some big mouth guy asked to call the first-rate Hero Blast. I think he's at the top, but it almost doesn't work all the time. Six explained that the man didn't like to listen to AI commands. He's just on a heroic mission at will, completely free of yourself. But if one day humanity really needs, then sure, he will act. Now the sponsor is mad. Ask them to send help. My son always. It's been 24 hours and still no action. The person in charge, Sekingen, stood out and assured me he would save his son. I hope you remember your name. Outside at the same time, BS Class Heroes was called in to prepare a plan for the raid. The Emperor is still trying. Identify the basis of the association. Monster. By following the underground roads. If the elders pass by, they will have a chance to find out. Dwarf Mushroom Tatsumaki. Suppose the monsters are hiding somewhere in the ghost town. In the city Z. Sao does not flatten the hole to find for fast. When he heard her, he asked her to be careful. Because there are still hostages. She is extremely bloody and just wants to destroy it all. Despite being warned that the opponent was strong this time, Tatsumaki is still confident. Sekingen then projecting pictures of the squeegee machine engineer. He's investigating himself. Then, they ignore their instructions too, but straight into the ghost town. The reason is very simple. Because in combat he's never tasted 7 defeats. All signals about this hero have been cut off. So now they have to be very careful when they act. No one can tell if the engineer has been killed. Outside, the Atomic Samurai and his 3 disciples were also impatient. Want to find out the Monster Association immediately. The black man asked them to calm down. Because there are still hostages. He smelled blood and asked what he had done. From yesterday until now. Teachers and students. I walked around mountains and caves hunting monsters. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to find any important clues related to the cave. The drive of the Monster Association. Temporary Samurai Adam give Ba disciple rest to prepare for the big battle of the next few days. At this moment, the handsome face came in. He seemed annoyed because I thought the people who were called were elites. The 3 Kia. It's totally inappropriate to show up here. Honey Mask. Atomic Samurai wants to go picnic. With the little disciples, go away. The weak should only fight the weak. If you quickly die, it will help. It is not good to hurt others. The Atomic Samurai is not funny at all. Ask him why. Participate in this case. If you know what's going on, the monsters come in. Ruin it all. The 2 sides called out to their 3 disciples to protect them. For idols, please rest assured. The mask is unbelievable. There are those who doubt their ability to fight. He claims to be stronger than he is. After listening to Samurai Atomic angry purple people, fortunately, it was stopped by the disciples, not the big story. Move to the prison right now. Puri Puri has been released. Because the world needs you now. This is called special measures outside the law. All of his previous actions. These are all illegal acts. I hate the way the Hero Association tolerates him. This time is an exception. Ask Puri Puri to go out and fight and eliminate the cat. It's caused this place a lot of damage. A lot of people have been turned into monsters and taken away. Let me take care of you guys. Get some rest. Back to the co-emperor who now called for the Metal Knight. He knew the location of the enemy. Why don't you tell everyone? The enemy makes his own choice. It is best not to listen to anyone. Ask for more information about the metal armor. He had been in the war before, you know? It was destroyed by a monster named Orochi with a single blow. Even the self-destruct mechanism is disabled. He told me he wasn't afraid of the 4 horsemen. What I'm worrying about? It's the other forces that are stalking the world. As soon as humanity's defenses become unstable, surely they will act. I told him to be careful and not trust anyone. If you want to do justice alone is enough. On the side of Narinki, he hired a team of soldiers to find and rescue his son. To give peace of mind, he's armed them with the latest weapons. He promised he'll let their children's lives run its course. So bring my son back here. At the same time on the zombie side, I've also discovered something unusual. Should be following. On the Fubuki side, he is currently going to Saitama's house to recruit members. Earlier, a terrible storm wiped out her party. That's why we need more people immediately. When I called the door, the bomb invited me in. Inside are all S-class heroes. Are resting here after the battle with ease. The elders saw this scene. G knows. She's fixing herself, and she asked what she came for. First of all, I don't accept students. He asked her to get some medicine. Saitama and King are playing. This situation makes ice and snow hell. I feel something. Sigh sigh. Until they ask why she's here. You said it was an emergency right now. But I also sit and play games. When you're done, lie down. There's nothing to shout about. Loud like that. They just got back, so they need to rest. Genos agreed with the teacher saying don't think every child is hard. I also had to fight a giant monster here. Fubuki is just being surprised at why he's here. I thought being alone was enough. He said he was tired. I had to ask Saitama to rest at home. The bomb said I was hurting my knee. It's been a long time since the cousins used the Kia combination, so it was a bit of a backlash. The girl understands. But what's puzzling is Saitama's apathy. I thought you were just being cool. I am very worried in my heart. He's not like I'm normal. Go back and ask. Do you know why this girl is angry? Or your friend will. I snow hell. Then request an emergency meeting with the class as heroes. The first is Xenos. Ask him what the association didn't assign him. But stay here like this. The young man said that I was busy cheering on Mr. Saitama yesterday at a martial arts tournament. Should know nothing. The state also lost its communications equipment. They don't know the information at all. Fubuki said a big battle is about to break out, so be prepared. Own. Genos need to repair the body to function properly. The two old men are the same because they are old. When he turned around, he pretended. I have my own business to deal with, so she's alone with Saitama. If they can do it now, sure. The association will appreciate. Black each one is you fisting don't care. As for the Monster Association, they are gathering their forces. If there are more Garu involved, the battle will come. It's going to be very troublesome, according to the state. More. If there's a giant monster as strong as the Elder Centipede. That's right. The bomb advised his brother to quit being a hero. Because if before that, they're definitely dead. Then encourage the spirit of Saitama. In a few words it worked. He gets upset when the hero hunter doesn't come looking for him. It's probably self-deprecating. I'll give him a lesson. So he gets stressed. I'm going to go out for a bit. By the way, go buy some cabbage. The house is out of stock. At the same time, Guru began to wake up from his coma. Through the battle of life and death, made this young man's memory clouded. There was a welcome letter on the table. Monster. Reading this proves that he escaped death. After reading Garadek, I'm interested in monsters. The body is hurting. Ra needed food to replenish her blood. Locked up here, the young man taps every little thing and flies the door. Master punched Joe almost to death. He's wondering what that old man is doing right now. Because it's hard to live in the face of elders. Walking along the hero hunter's hallway, I saw people praying for their lives. These are all idiots hired by a very old man. Who expected the Monster Association to be as numerous and powerful as this? Jorah wants to turn those idiots into monsters. This is the only way they can live. There's also a new recruit. He called himself the Gear God. Disaster-class demons are sent to support the Monster Association. Joro. He asked to speak to the man who made him. You are welcome to come here, though. As for the Garu, it was also discovered. The enemy's voice goes directly to the head. That surprised him. As for the Gear, this guy said the clothes the Kia people were wearing might help be in the fight. However, it is a bit difficult for monsters to use, so it's best to turn them into chess pieces to control. So the big grapefruit used her powers to turn all the Kia into slaves. At this point, Gao confidently stepped forward to silence the entire room. Surprisingly, there are a lot of supporters here. The young man was quite concerned about the giant monster. Behind me. Ask them what they want, Joro said. The number of demonic humans has decreased. There is a lack of people to lead. I want to ask Garu to become an official of the association to support me. Others are jealous because this is a blessing. Enemy. Admit he's an anti-hero. However, the Monster King Orochi wanted a condition. It's about proving that you're a monster. Within a day's time. Either way, bring back the hero's head. Phoenix. Let him know about the people who fought him. Good Elder. Still alive. As soon as this young man left, 2 others were called to follow him in silence. See if the hero hunter is on the side of the monster. While the Monsters Association is growing stronger, there is a part of people who are afraid of death. They chose to protest to advise the heroes should surrender to receive clemency. If they fight back, they will definitely be wiped out. So the monster cult was born. An uncle who objected to this stupid thought. The end is to be the target of the attack. Black Garu walked by again and heard the whole thing. Even though it was not good, he helped. If you give only to save yourself, you guys look down on the Kia monsters. I can't believe human society is so easily shaken. The monster is getting stronger and stronger. Now crime is everywhere. Garu doesn't know. The strongest monster like me can still impress. I can't go far anymore. There was a fight in front. The police are very busy right now. Rod doesn't care much about these criminals. The big guy was puffing his mouth when he was kicked out for blocking the way. He stung with a knife, but he didn't age. Kia young man slightly bent. Every broken knife threatens the enemy. Fear of pissing blood. In the young man's mind. You're different from normal monsters. You have to create real fear that makes these bastards shut up. I'm hungry and need a lot of energy. So he ordered a super thick steak, served with rice. I ate it for a few minutes without seeing enough. Then order a few more meals for pleasure. A delicious table of meat has been laid out. Everyone who saw this young man eat was shocked. Who can eat so much? The unexpected and was choked to death. Fortunately, there is a water bottle so I can drink it too. The body is also called recovery. It happened that Saitama had just finished eating at the table above. Bald, take the money out. I realized I had dropped my wallet. Chances are Go went to the supermarket earlier and let it get lost somewhere. Zeno's is broken so I can't call. Medium or fruit restaurant. The robbery and robbery alert. It's too sour for you to accept. While former heroes contribute to the country. And I'm going to eat a little bit of money. Saitama was put in danger. Without knowing what to do now. This must be the biggest crisis this year. At this time, beautiful Fubuki came to call. That makes the Levin howled with all its soul. I thought the staff came to ask for money. Ask her what she's doing here. It's a little hard to find him. Because he knows he's looking for the hero killer. Fubuki promised to help. But in exchange for success, I'll give you 70%. Saitama suddenly ordered another plate of chips. Main is currently a top 7 hero. From now on, it will be difficult to climb higher. Cooperation is necessary. Maybe after this time, I will climb to the top 5. But to do that, they definitely need cooperation from me. Fubuki has a lot more information than you can imagine. High ability. Now Saitama knows the face of the hero killer. Anymore is. She is bad again. If you ask them to be your friend, they will provide you with information. Just in time for the potato plate to be brought out. So the bald cloak is always fed to the child. I thought she was invited, so she thanked me. The fish that bit Saitama laughed like a pervert. Fubuki re-illusions. I think he's happy to work for me. It seems that men have joined in. The next second, Gar ran away from the bar because there was no money. I thought I was saying I was sweating. Taking the opportunity, he pretended to chase the scum. When he is called back, he will ask Fubuki to eat. So please pay. Mrs. Kia was too shocked to stand on the spot. I can't believe this bald guy can be so mean. On the rake side, after the money's gone, people are running. A marathon to get your body back. Before being asked to be treated by the monsters. He agreed. But the condition is to bring back a hero's head. So the question is, if you just kill a hero, it will be considered a monster. That's not true of Garu. Because the monster in his eyes is existence. It scares people. When you have a headache, you suddenly see it. The boy who played with me was bullied. I watched the show and asked them to stop. The 3 of them rushed away, leaving the boy crying alone. The young man asked why he had to cry. With that pathetic face, they are being bullied, but they are poor. Garu then greeted the boy because he happened to meet like this. He's also called uncle, and he scolded me. I'm 18 years old. The boy was sent home because it was getting dark. Who expected him to say, I'm sorry? Because I ran away that day. When he was saved by his uncle, it screeched inside and saw the whole scene of the fallen heroes. However, on the side of the goose, I think those people were wrong. Because he was the one standing there. All the bullets fired towards the house. Just now, too, he helped kick Kia's bad friends out. If you're going to say something about justice, Gale, keep your mouth shut because you can hear all the chicken skin. By chance, Saitama. He also came and saw the good work of the thief. That's why I decided to let you go this time. That's why young people want to fight. I thought the hero came to destroy me. Ask your hero's name. You know what it is. It's a bald cloak. But because he said he was too small to raw, the enemy couldn't hear him. It doesn't matter if you're a hero. No matter how weak you are. They also become their prey. He told me this guy wasn't in the magazine. It is likely that he is a new soldier. He asked if he really ate. If so, that's it. Don't get attached to people anymore because you're bald. I've missed show. This sentence has touched the self-esteem of the Garu. It's not just the Monster Association, but even the hero Tepryu. And the kids feel sorry for themselves. After hearing that the master was still alive, I was relieved in my heart. It's hard to understand. This proves that he still lacks determination. That's why we can't pass up this opportunity. Hero Hunter tries to take the main's head. For the association should have attacked first. I don't know how strong a bald man is. He had just touched his shoulder, and the punch was in his face. Saitama, I'm going. Because he is an accomplice, he should be forgiven. One more time. The hero killer was struck down on the right note. I'm afraid it will be exposed because the witness is the boy. But when I was asked if I knew who I was, the boy shook his head again. For being so surprised. I also borrowed the book to see it. And in fact, there's absolutely no mention of me on the inside. 7. Then he turned his head and left. He was knocked unconscious for a while and finally woke up. The boy called the bald-headed hero Kia said he missed his hand and quit. Gone. I know I've lost to the hero killer. It's incredible. Ask for details about the last phase. He told me that his uncle was in danger. At this time, 2 monsters were sent to watch. Appeared a whole day today. He didn't do anything to look like a monster. That's why he was sure Garou doesn't have the same temperament as them. The young man asked his son to hurry home. He was too afraid to take a step, because the name in front of you is in a monster magazine. Kurosaki is famous for kidnapping children. He was too afraid to be reassured. The two Kia were also surprised when he had a friend who was a child. The young man told me not to do anything here, but I couldn't. Kira shaking does not accept it is monster. Should want to remove both guys. He threatened to get rid of the boy later. If you see that, Garou is also seriously preparing to fight. At the same time on the side of the Monster Association, the Phoenix asked if Sajuro sent to Kia guys. If you want to observe, it's a bit too much to send the warmongers. They never obey orders. Either way, the hand kills the Garou. Especially Kirishima has a history of being a psychopathic killer. Even other monsters stay away from him. Joro cry. Choosing that person is to promote development from scratch. This is the first challenge to overcome. And if you're hesitant, you have to fight for your mind and your body. To break what was. To experience the horror of the real monster. Then people will change. The Phoenix Man was asked what kind of monster Mr. Orochi was. Name Kia then tell. In fact, the Monster King used to be a Garou-like person. After countless defeats and sacrifices, then he's become the ultimate being. And Orochi was created by this guy. So they are completely. You can turn a Garou into a second Orochi if you do it right. Move to Zombie Man. He's just finished investigating the mechanical monkey. Let's assume that their headquarters are inside. So also start to act. On the other side, he also removed his bandage ready to fight. The other two, for one chance, were to hit him. Because if you were a monster, there would be no humanity. Not the way he stood up to save that boy. Ask them to prove that it is possible. Become a member of the Monsters Guild. On the contrary, they are willing to do anything. To watch the hero lose to the hero. It's easy to get the value down. To be criticized like that. Very spicy young man asked the cock to run home again. Don't you expect someone to reach out for help just because you fell? And get up on your feet. In times like this, there's only one way to get stronger. To be able to survive. Understand. Terio stood up just in time for Kirasaki's attack. Garou's martial art is no joke. Stop him immediately and hit him in the stomach. The opponent is strong enough to stand. The two sides did not share the same view. There's only one way to kill each other. They didn't just say, they make me angry. On the other side, Zombie Man had stood up proclaiming the people of the Evolutionary House was arrested. Tell me I know your plans and stop acting. Monkey Dad then sorry. The House of Evolution was destroyed a long time ago. Just listen to the Zombie Man. Please come to the restaurant. After meeting Dr. Janus, the Zombie Man questioned him about the house evolving. Has disappeared. On the contrary, the opponent was also surprised when sample number 66 become one of the heroes again. It is now 15. And the Zombie Man really changed himself. Speaking of which, the Kia youth is determined to end it. Dr. Janus also answered the question of why the evolutionary house disappeared. It was because he understood the truth of power. After seeing the power, far beyond any artificial evolution of the Kia skinhead, there's no interest anymore. He has overcome all the limits of a human being. This is ridiculous. For trying so hard, living things always have a limit. Excessive use of force puts pressure on the subject, leading to disorder. Or worse, become a monster and lose all humanity. According to the doctor, God programmed the creatures, only evolves in scope VI, without losing reason or purpose of existence. But the distortion of understanding saw outside Kia. There are still some who have evolutionary potential. It's the exact opposite of natural law. And one of them is Gero. He's having to match two very powerful monsters. It's true that his martial arts are very powerful, but Kurosaki is no less. Garou dodged the magic of the Fatal Slash, then tried to counterattack. Black change every time, so Mizugami kept rushing into the sneak. With a large body, the power of his attacks was so strong that his opponent breathed. It just keeps getting stuck to the high voltage grid. But young people can still stand it. Directly borrows the force from the current, plunges into the dried blood. Back to the doctor now. Has started to explain more about the left-handed bald man. Back to natural law. By constantly pushing your own boundaries, over and over again. He has removed the chain called the limit. Human. That's how I gain power. It's called unprecedented. The price to pay is not small. It's losing her hair and not being able to grow back. Besides, he's lonely because he has so much power. That after defeating his strongest warrior with one punch, Saitama's face still hasn't changed. That proved to be very bored with the present life because the distortion has a rival. Zombie Man. I've heard that doctors do too much research. You're crazy. I know some people who have crossed the line. Janus asserts that bald heads carry within them the power of class. Completely different. Beyond their imagination. Even now, his hands are still shaking. If a person turns into a monster, it's often a psychological desire to change or achieve something. And on the hero side, are those who carry within them extraordinary power. However, they still need training and effort to reach strength, as it is now. But there is another kind, unusual and absurd to the point of unbelievable. Someone who seems ordinary, but by trying to reach the peak of power. And he's the one who opened the door. Now think about the doctor. It's funny for my little ambition that day. And maybe the zombie man will understand. Because Kia's dad belongs to the Hero Association. Back to the tense battle of the Garou. Young people think these too. It's nothing for S-class heroes. I myself have fought before. Mizugami also. Must admit, people who can fight this far are very good. Kurosaki didn't want to play anymore, so he was serious. Garudax is scared. I can read your movements. Now don't hit a blow. Just finish the sentence. The mother mud monster before appearing. It's still bitter about the last hero killer attack. This time I want to return both the money and the profit. I lost my temper when Terio was arrested. The monster slashed him in the back. Both of you are constantly hitting hard. Destroy the opponent. When Garou was about to sell salt, the Mizugami stopped him. They were told not to kill. Kirishima was satisfied with the slash, so he stopped. I don't know if the young man is still alive. That's why they kept Sakura there. Then go back to Saitama's cozy room. I don't know why, but Genos likes to play games. After a few attempts, the young man was satisfied. Even though I understand, Mom, you think you are still too young to enter Saitama's virtual battle. It's too late now. So the two old Kia men didn't think they'd find a rag outside. I'm worried about Joe Saitama. Unfortunately, falling into the trap of monsters is tiring. Just in time for you to come back. I've just had a pretty disturbing experience myself. It's more important that you don't come back. It's too crowded. Disciple, if you ask about the blood, you know it's a monster. It's not the hero killers. This area is as freakish as ever. So there was less destruction. There's another important thing. I dropped my wallet, and there's about 6,000 yen in there. Just listen to what the state thinks. I remember more things. I forgot the bag of cabbage at the restaurant. Zenos volunteered to get it and was prevented by BA. Because the body is stable. At this time, beautiful Fubuki came to scold the Kia. It was fun, especially when Saitama dared to pay. She even brought back cabbage, which made the bald man grateful. She asked me to apologize for what I did. There is a son. Let the girls stay and pay. The ice and snow of hell cried this time men owe me a lot. You will have to listen. Music. She was afraid that she was clinging to him because she wanted to be a disciple. If so, the yeast will be more tired, so it must be stopped. There was an emergency signal at this time. Well, everyone hasn't recovered. This kind of encounter with a demon-level opponent becomes a total loss. The rest can fight. It is business. I was also pushed out by a young man to see the situation. Until you open the door again. Then you hear the engine beating all the time. And with that comes a stranger. Drive, Kachino. Worried about the Genos, I went to them myself. I just fixed it and got a distress signal. Even though it has upgraded and increased its firepower significantly, Genos still lose. However, he was happy to be alive. You don't have to win. By the way, the doctor was also introduced to Saitama. Old man expresses pleasure when Genos. Great teacher as main. Counting. If you say a few more words, ask them all to disperse. Music. The doctor was asked to summarize it in 20 words. I heard that Kachino brought Riz box of premium beef as a gift. If you have this, you will be happy. Immediately change your attitude. Invite people. Like, right. Fubuki realized this. I can't believe Saitama is such a person. To avoid letting the others stay. Even if you eat them all, send them back. At the same time at the Monsters Association, Kurosaki announced that Garou was a failed product and was killed. Joro knew they were lying and asked to tell the truth. Mizugami, that guy Kia. Just a half-hearted self-proclaimed monster. The kind of person who can betray the organization at any time. So it's not necessary. Joro is not to blame. Yourself. They're also injured a lot, so they must be very strong. Kurosaki has to admit this. If I'm alone, I'm not sure I can go back in one piece. He was also arrested here, but he was very worried about Shogaru. Since there is no value, Kurosaki has been ordered to be processed. This monster thinks leave it. You can also play it sometimes. Gyro reminder. There's not much time left for robots. Supervision of the Hero Association. We are close to this base. Finally, the S-Class heroes. Everyone expects to be sent. Be mentally prepared first. The other monsters are talking about choosing a worthy opponent to fight. Each of them has a different desire. There are some very powerful people in there, still waiting to be fought with the S-Class hero. The prisoners are coming back now. They've all turned into monsters. Their target is Puri Puri. While the Ninja Brothers aim for the Flash, he is considered the fastest. For them, speed is everything. The machine heroes make Sao react at the speed of the ninja. They both practice at the same time. Talk about people with superpowers. But that's not the point. Because you can't activate it if you kill it quickly. Terio has been taken somewhere by Kurosaki. Tinker met Gear here. And that's the head of the Metal Knight. If you ask him, he knows he wants to take everything apart to serve research. Terrio saw this scene very scared, and fortunately he was not killed immediately. He was put in the same cell as Wagama. This guy still believes he's coming to save himself. So I'm not afraid of anything at all. You think the monsters are stupid until the heroes are sent. It will save your new friend. However, Terrio must become a subordinate. Now the Mud Devil outside is threatening to twist where to come back alive. Even S-class heroes have to die. Funny Devil says we know how strong they are. But to be honest, it's all. We'll still be killed by the Monstrous Guild. There are dragon level leaders here. It's many times stronger than an S-class hero. Their power is a miracle. It's like the work of the gods. In it, there is black love or a homeless king. Or a giant dog with unspeakable destruction. There are many other special faces. Extremely powerful. Human. You're old enough to be people like that. They will die at their hands. Or the Monster King himself. Kiyogaru is thought to be dead. Now start moving again. In the subconscious of Garu. These are just painful images. After getting hit by 2 freaks, thanks to that, the whole experience accumulated in battle. I helped this young man to grow to new heights. The worst part is that the monsters caught my brother Kia. Garu then woke up as if nothing had ever happened. I wonder why I fell asleep here again. His quick thinking made him not understand what was wrong. Now the question is, does the kid have a sow? Check the wounds that seem to be bleeding. I realized there was nothing. The outer shirt is almost attached to the flesh. It can't be peeled off. A little physical activity, he feels fine. Muscles that begin to emerge after a stiff harrow. And with those cold eyes, I want to get back what those 2 monsters did. Move the scene to the Hero Association now. The Emperor is still trying. Scan the location of the Monster Association. Shikika then asked if he had found it. V Tatsumaki keeps pushing. He asked if the S-class heroes had gathered enough. I know now. Metal Tank Top and Baseball are in hospital. The robot engineer is missing, no contact. But some people refused. Join this rescue operation. Zombie Man is on its way. In addition, there are juniors and juniors. The child emperor suddenly talked about the name Genos. He suspects the origin of the Kia youth. It's a little bit shady. Genos himself. Then register the address in the ghost town of Z. While the Monsters Guild is also there. To avoid any insider or any other risk, the emperor demanded that Xenos be removed from the campaign. Information about the enemy is too vague. If we reveal our strategy, we're done. Not to mention Xenos is new. Not enough to be trusted. In fact, it's partly because of the child emperor. Take advice from the Metal Knight. The kingdom recognized this as a wise choice. Their rescue operation was not allowed 7 defeats. Or mistake. It didn't stop there. The emperor also asked to remove the state from the squad. That's because he let Garu get away. Maybe it's because he's still hanging out with his old teammates. Now the Kia is being identified as belonging to the monster faction. That's why he didn't want the old man involved. The only person worth trusting. Maybe there's only one. Sakinga then has to report this to the Stitch. He was shocked to bang in. The robot demon will be removed from the campaign. Instead, he wants to pick some C2 people. Good ability to support. Old man. Against the use of low-class heroes as sacrifices. Sakinga said from the beginning this battle was already tense. I'm not sure if anyone will come back alive or not. They're heroes, and sometimes they have to be sacrificed. Chain. Ask if the number of heroes drops anymore. He's in charge of dealing with prophecy. The Earth is in danger in the future. So we need to keep the heroes. To prepare for disaster for later. Telugu. I think that prophecy is in keeping with the Monstrous Association. They're the very existence that puts the Earth in danger. So this is the moment. The greatest challenge of the Hero Association. If we can get through this, there's no need to be afraid of prophecy. More. In short, he's still in charge of the hostage rescue. Remind Stitch not to try to contact Genos or Bang. Go back to Saitama's house now. There's a hot pot that goes to 7 mouths. They are also waiting for seconds. Sacred minutes when superior meat is ripe. The worst person is you. I don't understand why these people are asking for food. Now. As soon as the meat was ripe, the Battle of the Strong broke out. Blizzard Hell using superpower to blow away whole drinking water. Food in the sky. The scene is extremely chaotic. Any good piece, she'd fly it back to her. Xenos felt that must be prevented. Ask me what I'm going to do with my teacher's meat. She yelled for a fight. For being a man, but also for women. The old man is still as fast as ever. He said he picked up all the tofu at 8. Your head is crazy right now. Ask why you can still sit here and eat hot pot. Cool. It's clear that he was kicked out earlier. Fubuki heard that. Go away and chase the bomb away. And he hasn't picked up a piece yet. She despised the old man's brother. Because he's not a hero. It's allowed to join the Fubuki gang. If you listen to Geno's blood strategic yellow, always all. He was stopped by Saitama. The doctor also advised not to be so angry. He was glad to know the young man There are friends sitting around eating hot pot together like this. The doctor-type demon. Actually, there's someone here who's my friend. The old man thought heroes were supposed to play together. Thanos replied that he was worried. No, Dr. Kusano is the creator of the ultimate fighting gear for Genos. Fubuki also invited him to the ice. It's too spicy. Some parts of the demon's body start to burn. Don't disrespect the doctor. It's not gold. The Kia State asked Saitama how to teach his disciples. I don't know how to teach you. Talk about the State Dojo. It's always been realism. But I can't train anyone to be smart. That's 7 mouths to eat now. There are only 6 of them that have been knocked unconscious. I can't take it anymore. You should ask them to leave after you finish eating. When I tried to call my best friend to eat, there was no reaction. Saitama thought it was dead. You look guilty, too. At the same time, Garu's groping down the entrance of the Monster Association. Always the cold air blowing through his skin, but he was not afraid. Inside, Joro sensed an intruder. He doesn't know who it is. He knows it's a living thing. The city of Ra sent some men to the area to deal with it. Avoid unintended events. If it's a monster, put it in, but if it's something else, just kill it. The next morning, Saitama woke up and found King lying there. He asked why he was here. Was told about yesterday's meat fight. The others left after eating the pot. I'm sorry to bother you again. You poking. Then ask a friend to throw away the trash for you. The area is now quiet. It makes the business feel good. The ghost city has a very high rate of monsters. The people of Ra have left. There is no one left. The strange thing is that so far, he's never met a monster here. Maybe it's because Saitama moved in that they're getting smaller. Just like a cat, the mouse will disappear. But they'll usually hide on the roof or on the ground. I think maybe the monsters are too. Out to the outside he gets people. When I asked, I was afraid to run away too quickly. There are many people here who admire it. When they go to work as usual. Back to the apartment later. I saw that there was an employee of the Hero Association waiting. Both of them are happy to have no contact. Old man, the equipment was broken in the battle earlier. I know he was in Jackstown all night last night. Both are in severe shock. The stain on the clothes is the flesh and blood of the monster. King must have fought all night. But even so, still have to go to the association to gather with the S-classes. The rest right now. The rich man is holding his head. Even though we send out mercenaries. But now communication has been completely cut off. He's afraid that even the heroes go there. There's nothing we can do about the villains. Shikiga advised him to get some sleep. Just as I said before, he promised he'll save his son. So trust the Hero Association. He doesn't know because even S-class. Metal Baseball also lost. There's no one I can trust anymore. To save his son, he's willing to trade his fortune. At this point, other S-class heroes began to move in. They say only the weak are controlled by money. People like that. There's no use in fighting monsters. Both. On the battlefield. The most important thing is the courage to face evil. Tatsumaki doesn't think much. Let those who are strong worrying. Some people promised they'd get the boy back. The Emperor also located the cave. The drive of the Monster Association. So just wait for the business and a few more members to arrive. It can start too. Dwarf Mushroom advised the old man Kia rest assured to sleep. Maybe when you wake up, everything is done. The meeting between S-class heroes has officially started. The Emperor asked for a map of the Ghost City for everyone. There are many entrances to the cave. Main drive of the Monster Association. They'll split up and raid simultaneously. Someone asked about the loss of focus. And now we have to split up. The child Emperor thought. It's dangerous to concentrate in a wiped out place. They're going to use a locator to find out where the allies are. Depending on the condition of the hostage, that will be needed. You have to fight fast and win fast. Is also. If you reach the hostage, rescue him immediately. Support members will be on the ground. If the monster escapes, just deal with it. That sounds like a rat-smashing game. But if we let them overflow the neighborhood, many will have to die. Sekiga says he's gathering lower-class heroes. Enough to destroy a tiger-level disaster. Tatsumaki asked not to call his sister. And if you put her in danger, don't blame her. Generally speaking, I'm here, so don't worry. Threaten like that. Sekiga agreed to always say I'll ask for Fubuki at home. This time in the hostage room. Terio is suddenly Kirishake called up. He wanted to play with him a little before he got into a fight. With the heroes. He was so scared that he could only cry for help. That sounds Kirishake. Said the heroes only came to save the Kia kid. So stop dreaming. Outside. The monsters sent to capture the intruder didn't see the AI. They think it's a hot-headed monster. That's why this is happening. Inside the room, the monster started playing with Taro. But this time, your call for help was successful. When the rake goes directly through the wall, jump to the rescue. One excess movement. He's using his skill to brush his opponent's head lightly. Makes him unable to do anything. When his uncle came to save him, Tario had more hope. After defeating the pervert monster, the Garu's body is showing signs of bleeding. Using an opponent's bandage to wrap the wound, but it looks so bad that it is. He switched to a tattered cloth, then to wrap that disgusting thing in people. The young man asked the boy to hurry up and follow him. If you get caught again, you're dead. The hero hunter is once again targeted, and the end for these two stupid monsters is to be cut into many pieces. Garu said the goal of revenge has been achieved, so he will leave here. If Tario doesn't want to die, be quiet. He's worried about his uncle's open wound. I advise you to find somewhere to rest first. He refused. There are many people who have the ability to search. In particular, they will keep coming. Fortunately, they are busy preparing to fight. Hero Association. Taro for 2 things. One is locked up. Please save him too, but Garu refused. What is wrong with you? Because I am not here to save you. Just finish the sentence. Where did the giant dog mother come from? The hero hunter knows it's powerful. Tell Tario not to look back, but to move on. The pounding heart plus the goosebumps. This is the red signal that your body tells you to scratch. If you're dealing with a Kia terrorist, I don't want to fight him right now. As Ra, he chose to retreat slowly. Fortunately, this dog is quite gentle and does not bite them. I thought I would escape. I thought there were some more monsters in front of me. They're all demonic threats, including Super Mouse Unicorn and Showerhead. He was trying to spray poison on the Garu and was smashed in the face. The mouse is quite strong, but it still doesn't lose. They realize that the person in front of them is really capable, not kidding. Not to mention the self-proclaimed hero hunter. The young man said he was beaten up. If they're demonic, I'm not. Dragon or Sao. All spicy mouse. Don't get complacent when you hit a few hits. Dragon level disaster. It can only be the leaders of the Monster Association. If you think you've won, it's naive. The unicorn rushed into attack, but was knocked behind. Then I heard the roar from the dog, along with the horn left over from the last name. He thought his body was too hard to destroy. I know the leader is angry. Or the monster Kia is also afraid to be blood, even if it's a dog. But the Kia creature is still considered a high-level commander, possessing too much power. Disaster-level Dragon Foster transition. Directly shoot the electric ball at them. It was too dangerous to turn around and run away. And the 2 stupid monsters were beaten and evaporated. The incident caused the house where Saitama was staying to shake. But the bald deck hairs still lies reading the comics. Then solve it. Inside the base of the Monster Association. Giant Dot constantly wreaking havoc, to the point of an earthquake. Dragon-level disasters can't be underestimated. Garu asked Tario to find his own way to run. I can't go to Jing anymore. He said he couldn't do it. But staying would only get in the way if they both lost their lives. Being lucky to survive is a miracle. So let's take care of it ourselves. The boy ran away without thinking, to avoid the big dog shooting that way. Constant scratching itch for it, but it just seems to make the dog too angry. Next phase, the energy ball shoots Ra at a close range. It makes Garu unable to escape. He doesn't want to die here. Thought the desire. If you can't do it, you have to live. One more time. One corner to the door of death. Body. The Rake evolved to adapt to a dragon-level disaster. The dog kept shooting at the enemy to destroy everything. Black this time. Garu dodged it, so it has to run around to increase its skill efficiency, waiting for everything to fall apart. This creature just came closer to find the enemy's body. The hook attached to the top also dropped freely to the bottom. The young man asked me to sit down by punching hard in the head to make the dog uncomfortable. Garu was shocked when such a fatal blow still did not move. The end result is being beaten up by an overfed dog. It's also fired another powerful shot, just to be sure. This phase makes the ground above shake. As for the hero hunter, he's buried in the rubble. Incidentally, this is Joro's room. He thought the intruder turned out to be a rake. Of course, he didn't make me 7 while he was alive. The pieces are just picked up. This is the ability to control objects. But young people don't care. Ask him if he's the one who sent the wrong hand to attack you. As soon as I finished, my body couldn't move. The monster advised not to resist, because it's useless to try. He was angry and demanded to be untied. If not, don't blame it. Challenge such a disaster-level dragon. Joro also wants to play with the hero a little bit. He thinks it's only half human right now, but still withstand the scorching blow from the dog. The young man is very strong, but it's not enough. So I'm going to train him to be the strongest monster. He asked if he was going to teach me how to use superpowers. Control the object. They will not teach martial arts or superpowers. That's the secret. Become a monster through continuous, pushing people to death. And we've gone through it many times. That way, body and spirit will reach terrible limits. It sounds simple, but it's actually very difficult. Most people die in the process. This guy himself, he used a lot of monsters and humans to experiment with. So now we can use monster cells to make you one of them. At a basic level, based on the talent available from individuals, the eater will reach a certain power. And Joro wants to break that growth barrier. He used to feed the monsters, creepy, and absorb all kinds. In the process, he knew when he had overcome death, then the organism will evolve to a new level. Each time, evolution increases. The last thing this guy did was create the Monster King, Orochi, but Hero. It's higher than the original Monster King. This means that the Garou can evolve, overcome the Monster King, and become the ultimate monster. Let's realize the dream of destroying all heroes out of the world. The young man refused, but it was not easy. If you are interested in this Joro, don't expect to escape. Hero Hunter. I hate the guys who sit on top of me. I just want to drag those guys down. It's funny because you can't even move. Joro. Extremely confident, tell me this holy land of mine. Go beyond the Tatsuaki and Fubuki sisters. When I finished, I suddenly saw the guy. It's starting to move. Garou is not in a hurry but tries to adapt to this ability. When he asked why he could move, he didn't know. Joro has to be careful. I choose to teach with pain. And so the Hero Hunter's body was oppressed by the rock. But this only makes Garou more angry. Seconds later somehow, he's escaped from his opponent, then punched the debris into fine dust. Not to be controlled. The young man is the leader of the Monster Association. Is that all? Every trick for this guy. It can only be done once. Once you get used to it, there's nothing scary. Superpowers can't threaten you now. So the game officially started. Garu, that kind of monster like him. Dare to be my teacher too. Geniuses like us aren't trained by AI. Now just smash the brain to death. Control the Monster Association. Then it will all fall apart. Joro is still calmly crying, "Don't make me tired?" Because we have to deal with the Hero Association. So he called the Monster King Orochi. Stand out as a rival to the Hero Hunter. From underneath a giant arm grabs the hero. He was crushed and couldn't get out. The field is also prepared. It's causing the ground where Bald is patrolling to fluctuate. There's noise everywhere. But Saitama keeps putting his head into reading about what a ghost is. When some monsters appear to attack, they are immediately colored. As for the Garou, it was ordered not to kill to use it, even though he was crushed. This young man's body is still very buffalo. A second later I could get up to fight. Perhaps the moment of confrontation with the Monster King Garou evolved again. Orochi launched a piercing attack through the hero. This monster has a long range and a flexible body. Meeting such an opponent is extremely difficult to resist. And yet the Hero Hunter stood up and said he wasn't hurt. The Monster King used his horns to stab. But of course the second time, Garou blocked it. At your own speed, he's circling the arena, closing the gap. And some monsters get in the way. This speed is so fast that Orochi can't keep up. Not only that, the flexibility of the Garou is also great. He took the opportunity to plunge into the intention of attacking without weakness. Black King instead of monster is not just vanity. If he opened his mouth a little more, he would have eaten it. Orochi then passes into a second form, with a lot of strange creatures growing out of the body. After the dog, Kia now comes to the earthworm boss. The enemy burned everything around him. Make the hero bear the battle. Joro. I don't know if it can withstand this temperature. It didn't stop there. Monster King uses giant fists, rushed straight towards the Hero Hunter. And yet, the Garou still holds. However, his strength was limited, so he was blown away. Anyway, the Orochi also evolved into the ultimate creature, so the power gap is still too big. The advice to give up is rejected. A genius like me wouldn't do the same trick twice. It's going to turn things around, so let's see. Orochi is strong, but strong is not enough. I have absolutely no fear in front of this guy. On the contrary, I want to tell them how. That's the real fear. The physical difference will be compensated by the technique. Surprise instead. Now the Monster King has the same defense as the Garou. Joro. The Monster King is also a genius. Just look at how it's possible to fight once. How to copy now. Even though he tried hard, in the end he was defeated. At the same time above, suddenly Saitama. I'm interested in going down the drain to find the monster. The meeting between S-class heroes is currently underway. The Child Emperor said. The number of monsters inside the enemy base may be more than 500. Simple calculation. Then each of them needs to get rid of 60 of them. But the biggest concern is the leaders. The Elder appeared the day previously also confirmed. He's a member of the Monster Association. So sure, there are still some demons and dragons inside the lair. Puri says there are many different types. Most of them aren't terrible, but there are also some who are particularly dangerous. I've faced danger myself before. I've learned to accept pain, so no. About the robot engineer. Being killed is a concern for all the heroes. He tortured the monster. Know the exact location of the enemy. We acted as soon as possible, but by now we've lost the connection. That guy's not dead yet. They're just injured and waiting for help. However, the zombie man is afraid of the one who can defeat the S-class hero. They can easily beat them. So people should not be contemptuous, but supportive. Each other. Tatsumaki said he didn't think he would be taken down so easily. Flash also just wants to attack uncompromisingly. Even if the monster tries to talk, it must be done. Show mercy to the enemy. It's about harming yourself. Puri then expressed a desire to save people who have been turned into monsters. Some of them were prisoners who were taken away. I hope the other heroes will take care of it. Atomic Samurai can't be saved. Before that, his friends were forced to cut. If possible, he also wants to save those who have been turned into monsters. For Puri Puri, he chose to use the angel's embrace, and the kiss awakens. Maybe this will help them wake up. Flash continues to talk about the Monster King Orochi with his advisor, Joro. Let's say these two guys, definitely dragon level, to be able to lead an army of powerful monsters. Zombieman doesn't want to confront those guys directly. Tatsumaki said, "Don't you worrying about the last boss. Everybody's free. Just go clean up. Get in the wrong way for me. Is so despised." Flash up. He was asked if he wanted to fight the last boss. They saw that they had not quarreled and had to stop them. He doesn't want to be in charge of this meeting at all, because they don't know how to cooperate. Zombie Man repeat for all to remember. The mission is to rescue the hostages. The devil is just a woman. Tatsumaki remembers that. Unfortunately, she destroyed her mother. Where the hostage is being held is tired. It shows a picture of the enemy's base, up for all to see. It's so deep and so wide that even though I tried, but he still hasn't figured out where the boss is. In general, they will have to fight a lot. If that AI finds the hostage, it's responsible for the rescue. This is why the S-Class, as they gather, Flash turned to shit. Tatsumaki thought for a moment that he would understand the problem. Not all day. You just know how to use superpowers like that. That sounds so bad, it destroys you all. This is when the mask comes in. Because he was excluded, he asked for an explanation. The old guard said we were just meeting between the S-Classes. The boy did not dare to speak out. Out of the S-Class, the heroes are left. They have to be on the ground for support. My dad is tired when he knows he's being looked down on. So the child emperor tried to hide. That was added. Tatsumaki, everyone hates honey masks, so we're not allowed to join. After knowing you belong. The team on the ground, Kia's dad was mad. As predicted, I asked him to lead the team on the ground. With his talent, if you want to break into the base, let us do it. Atomic Samurai. I also asked my friend to take Theo 3 of his disciples. After listening to the honey mask is still spicy when being despised. I refuse to believe that they are not enough. So I'm also going to join the assault team. Tatsumaki, it's not enough to give me cold water. Be good at home. The enemy hears that. That the child emperor. I don't understand all my people. If you're a commander, it's S rank. They have to obey. The zombie man doesn't like to be under him. I think the name of the mask is enough of a joke. If you want credit, do whatever you want. I am just following the plan of the emperor. Now is not the time to hold each other's feet, because they're going to have to deal with a huge amount of monsters. I can't get rid of it. After listening to the mask, ask him how he did it to achieve that state of immortality. Or is he a monster himself? The people here have been chosen to be. S is due to the fighting power, but everyone's identity is murky. You can't see them all as allies. This provocation doesn't fit the year at all. It makes the rest uncomfortable. Tatsumaki said, if you're disgruntled, don't fight. Let's go home and sing. The enemy thinks that it is because Class S acts on its own. That's why the hero's reputation went down. No one thinks they're working for justice. The debate went on and on and on and on. Flash, if you want to lead us, let's try using force. So these two guys are spitting out gas, pushing things further. Flash claims if the Kia name obstructs the mission, I will teach you a lesson. Right. Now there's been a cross-section of controversy from everyone. The mask immediately asked him where he was and what he was doing. That is now present. The two officers who went to Theo explained the sutra. Fight all night in City Z. The stains are the blood of the monster and the evidence. It shows the effort. I finished listening to the new mask. Dressed when he had been fighting all night without rest. I think there are still people who deserve it. But because of this, the young man also withdrew, but still asked to join the assault team. He then advised them not to fight alone. And then he's taken down like a robot engineer. He doesn't know anything, so just let it go. Outside, all the supporting heroes have now been summoned. This is a pivotal time, so Sakinga will directly go out to direct their mission today. It's about supporting S-Class heroes, specifically destroy the remnants of the escaped monster, while protecting civilians from evacuation if something happens. Some people talk about promotion. After completing the task, Stitch also promised to level up for all to get up mentally. Ice and bombs are already at the headquarters. Convenient here. I asked my old friend to give me a phone. Hold a new hand to grasp the situation. But Stitch is still trying to hide their exclusion from the campaign because of the suspicion that the state had been lenient with the disciple. But in fact, he didn't hold back. That's the truth. Where are you? King went into the room to avoid responsibility. Who knew there were two old friends here? I was scared, but thanks to that, the state, to understand that, himself was excluded from the campaign by the association because they used to be allies and eat together a pot of hot pot. So the Bible gave them all the information. The other heroes, they are about to attack the center of the Monster Association. It's incredible to take both Genos and myself off the mission. But if that's the case, they have to act on their own. Saitama doesn't know at all. The enemy's base is in the Ghost City. So the proposal: they'll lead Theo to the Bald Cloak and the Robot Demon to raid Follow Your Way. That's what you say, actually. He wants to avoid responsibility. According to speculation, Gaara is also there. So the state had no reason to refuse the invitation. We all met at Saitama's house like yesterday. King then breathed a sigh of relief knowing he would be protected. That's it. King's engine stopped calling attention to other heroes. At the same time, beautiful Fubuki. He is also heading towards Saitama's house. She's been taken off duty. I guess my sister did this. I can't stand it because I have a grudge against her. The monster before. It is easy to be forced to take revenge. Nearby Xenos. I've just been upgraded by the doctor. Power has been increased significantly, but it comes with a big risk. He can only prevent the armor from exploding. After fighting, Genos still needs control. But if you do your best, the body will definitely break down. If you use the last trick, you're only allowed 10 seconds. That's the limit of the energy core. So the two of them happened to meet in front of Saitama's house. The robot demon asked what Fubuki wanted this time. She said he had no reason to complain, because he's always following Saitama. But again, the young man called himself a disciple and had to pay for it. So they go into the house. I didn't know you were bald before. I looked around the apartment and couldn't find it. Ice with bombs then also into Tell. They're trying to break into the Ascension space. Monster. It seems to be very close to this place, so I'll ask for more cars. Let me join with you. King was also present, so it was full. Saitama has a house, so this god is also panicked. Because you know that only a bald cloak is safe. The rest of you are not at all comfortable. Fubuki also voiced her request. New members of the gang listened to me. Black instead of small was deformed by Furkia people wanted to tell her. Xenos asked to stay at home and wait for his master to return. Let's go help the heroes. Other asked reduce the burden. So Fubuki also asked to follow to direct everyone. Just about the business. My heart is pounding because of insecurity. Meanwhile, Saitama is still trespassing into the sewers. That no one knows. At the same time, on the side of the other heroes who received the notification, business disappears. AI also thinks that man is acting. Suddenly, the monsters stood in their way. This is the beginning of a battle between the two sides. At this time, monsters rushed out from everywhere to make cars. I'm scared of my pants. According to the reaction, the child emperor measured it temporarily. Numbers are encircled. They're about 150. Name. Tatsumaki advised him to throw that toy away. It's already here. Of course, we have to deal with the number of monsters. Not that. Who are not confident enough. Stay behind to be protected. The leader of the monster army over there is a mind power wielder. He shows contempt when there aren't a few heroes. Not as expected at all. His presence has only one goal. It's bringing pain to the heroes. And so every single giant building was lifted up into the sky with resentment. See this fruit. Many on the other side were worried. I don't know what kind of support now. Name Kiatel. I was born out of so many. The eyes of the monster. He was defeated by a hero. Joro implanted them in his body. From a weak skin superpower, he is now confident enough to face the second class. Tatsumaki. He said it was time to return the old feud, to satisfy the hatred of the monsters. So terrorist buildings are thrown straight at the hero. But just put your hand up and it's Tatsumaki. We've blocked everything. To see this scene, the low-ranking heroes are extremely grateful. But soon after, Mrs. Kia dropped the free-falling stone tiles under the shelf. Seikingen is so angry. When you tell her you saved her, you always go back and forth. When I turned around, Tatsumaki didn't react. Then why do I have to protect you? If you are too weak, go back. All the way Puri. You have to stop the rocks for everyone. Because he's used to eating brick. Black metal is not much. I'm interested in giant rocks. Even if you hit your head, you can't do any damage. I saw the fruit just now. Many first-class heroes have to sweat. It's because the S-class is awesome. The liver continues to question. The terrible storm is here and it's unproven. She replied that, if you can't manage on your own, then don't just be here and entangle other people. The mask behind my back agrees. Given that Kia people go to support, it's not going to be a burden. AI among. They have to know it's this dangerous. Being told that other listers are also bitter about themselves. The mask is also a facilitator. The enemy continues to use harsh words to excite other heroes. Working. That's how much you prove your worth. Tatsumaki is small, but her mouth is horrible. Say which sentence is harsh. Divide the opponent, even gathering energy from the enemy. But that seems to be it. I advise you to give up. Kia asked if her younger sister was also the raw type of superpower. That's right, he wants to pluck out Riz cousin's eye and implant it in his hand. For enough collection. Let this guy touch it. Who doesn't dare to mention Fubuki? She's mad she wants to teach the trash bag to know it's here. Who is the mother of the world? Just like that, two strong people directly flew up into the sky to fight. when the swirl from there also forms to blow everything away. To see a second-class hero fighting, some people are very excited, but the monsters think the heroes are trembling. So he attacked first. Black people here are also strong, not fit. Some of them were beaten up by a top 11 hero. That person always. This is the end for those who despise their opponents. Up there is a name. The villain is a killer. They're shooting at the heroes below. It's impossible to assassinate Tatsumaki. The bullet has just been fired. Another shot was fired back. It's pierced through every object that's stuck right into the skull. Monster. A top 22 is also a top shooter of the hero faction. Members below right now. He began to show off his special abilities. People control the plants and wrap the enemy tightly. People take that opportunity and jump in. Another dad must be a fan of the mask. It's also for idols. Watch him smash pictures of the kids he's targeting without letting the rose fall to the ground. Being a top performer is also a compliment, because this guy also has a star quality. There are many other class of members. It's very potential. I saw a ninja who also asked me where to learn magic. The enemy was too afraid to rush her away. To see this performance is quite reassuring. It doesn't seem like much to worry about for the heroes here. Even people who are B-rated and below, they are also doing a good job. See, rank top 300 does not cause significant damage, but he's a poison expert. Just cut each one a few seconds later. The monster rolled itself out dead. Perhaps the most remarkable thing is this athlete's sister. Be in the top 71 is very confident. Jump into the enemy's circle to attack. She uses triathlon to defeat the monsters in a simple way. Watermelon Head then plunges into the bucket but is clamped tightly. However, the small Kia lost the ability to defend. They were trampled by a bunch of other monsters. I saw the juniors like that, and the shiny black needle rushed into the support. At the same time complimented the little muzzle, very beautiful. I heard that she squeezed the monster to pieces. Some people are not confident enough to act. Was also saved by the disciples of the Atomic Samurai. This teacher is not out yet, so he is quite free, even if you solve the monster. But the hero's side realized something was wrong. These people are too weak to care about. I'm sure you will lose, but still send her. Maybe the leader of the monster is plotting something. At this point, some strong people appeared. The most typical is probably the Rhino Wrestler. See the enemy in front of you. A former member of the Fubuki gang rushed into the attack. Even if you have used a weapon, he couldn't get past the Rhino's thick skin. The other team members felt that they had to jump in instead, but it didn't hurt. You put yourself in danger. The bullet's hardness couldn't penetrate. To get to this point, the monster has to practice every day. The goal is to be the strongest man on Earth. His next choice was a top 2. Lion uses one hand to help others. However, you can't do anything against this opponent. He's currently classified as a demonic disaster. The fighting style is extremely wild. It's about taking every attack from the enemy, then counterattack. Joro was quite pleased with the Rhino. Sometimes people get stronger for a short time, and the evolution of this guy hasn't stopped. It's getting stronger right in the middle of the battle. I see my son suffering for this. Atomic Samurai must stand out to change CA. This is not the time to waste time. For people like this, he wanted to cut off the hardest horn on him. Rhinos hear that the enemy is boiling blood challenge. If you are good, make a mother. So the Atomic Samurai drew his sword, then put the sword back in and it's done. The enemy realized that he had just been cut, until his horn proudly appears cut. It's too late. The Rhino realized that the wind had fooled him. He said that he was strong enough to defeat an S-class hero. As a result, his body was chopped into pieces. Make other monsters afraid to piss bloody. Trying to plunge into the siege of the Atomic Samurai. They were also cut into minced meat. It still seems quite crowded. The old man decided to warm up a little. Next to it, Flash is also clearing the battlefield at tremendous speed that the ninja just couldn't keep up. The enemy's Sao is called Lightning. Black Alloy Ball continues to stand out to support juniors. With his cattle, he's like a tank that crushed all obstacles. Puri Puri is nearby. Show it to the good guys and get punched. This guy responded with a series of blows. Let the monsters die. Opponent of Tatsumaki. It's now changed back to the shape of a garbage bag. She didn't stop, she let him disappear. On the high ground, he spotted a spy arm from the enemy, so I cut it in half. But Joro has seen enough, no more. Then the most powerful. The Monster Association has been summoned to prepare Hero Potty. On top of that, the Emperor also asked everyone to follow the plan. Our first priority is to rescue the hostages. Disciple of the Atomic Samurai. Ask your teacher if this plan is okay. If there is any problem with him, just cut it off. Inside the hordes of monsters who just witnessed the overwhelming, the heroes feeling crept in. The fear of death is of no use. Joro direct handout removal. By creating a squeezing cube, the Kia became meat for the Orochi to eat. He gives orders even if he can't do anything. But at least we have to bring back valuable information, or they will be eaten. The S-class heroes are now divided. Each of them made a deep entrance into the enemy's base.